Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another instant deck tech. So today we're heading to Standard to check out a really surprising deck. This is Grixis Cat Pact, a demonic pack harmless offering deck, which isn't surprising. We've tried decks like that before. What is surprising is this build took Chris Botello to a top 8 finish at this past weekend's GP Portland. So congrats to Chris on his finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break it down. If you enjoy this deck and want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment. Do whatever you can to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Grixis Cat Pack is built around Harmless Offering and Demonic Pack. You probably know what this does. We played it on Against the Odds. It's kind of been a little hyped as a fringe but really cool way to win the game. Basically, Demonic Pack gives you 4 choices. 3 of them are good. The 4th one is you lose the game. So the idea is you let those choices tick down, you draw some cards, kill some stuff, and when the time is about to run out, you can Harmless Offering to give your opponent the Demonic Pact, and they're forced to choose the lose the game mode. Sometimes you got to do it a little earlier with like 1 mode remaining. Maybe target opponent discards 2 cards is probably the best choice if you got to do it early. But that's the main idea of the deck, is you will assemble this combo, and that's how you win the game. The interesting aspect of this deck is it's really a control deck. It's a Grixis control deck, and it seems like a decent Grixis control deck, except the finishing package is Demonic Pact and Harmless Offering rather than Planeswalkers or creatures or so forth. Dark Petition can do a lot of things, get you removal and wrath and so forth, but the main idea is it can get your Demonic Pact when you need it, can also search up your Harmless Offering when you need to donate your Demonic Pact, and Anticipate just helps you cycle through your deck, find your combo pieces, your removal and so forth to stay alive. And then we have a couple of ways to bounce our pack back to our hand. So if we need to reset our Demonic Pact because maybe we don't have the Harmless Offering yet, or you can just win by choosing all the good modes on Demonic Pact, bouncing it back to your hand, playing it again, choosing the good modes again. That is a legitimate backup plan. So Sumgar's Command does a whole bunch of stuff, but basically you can kill a creature or a Planeswalker, plus bounce your Demonic Pact back to your hand. Disperse just bounces the Demonic Pact or any other permanent if you need it to. And then one of the key additions to this deck that makes it really good is Oath of Chandra and Oath of Jace. So these cards, they do have value in a control deck. Oath of Chandra kills something, Oath of Jace helps you cycle through your deck, but what they really are is buffer enchantments to make sure you don't lose to Dromoka's Command. Bant Company, still the most popular deck in the format, so it's important to have a way to beat the sacrifice and enchantment aspect of Dromoka's Command. Oath of Chandra and Oath of Jace do this easily while giving you additional value along the way. Then the rest of the deck is pretty much a straightforward Grixis control deck. Radiant Flames and Languish give you some wraths, help you stay alive, clear away a bunch of creatures. Interestingly, Liliana the Last Hope is a removal spell in this deck. There are 0 creatures in the main deck, so the mill 2 mode, the negative 2 mode, really does nothing. So the way you play Liliana in this deck is just +2 it, maybe kill a small creature, or at least trim down the power and toughness of a creature so you're not taking as much damage. You can win the game as a backup plan by just controlling the board with your removal and wrath and ultimating Liliana, but the -2 does literal nothing, so never -2 with Liliana in this deck. A Fiery Impulse and Grasp, also targeted removal. And then a single Clash of Wills as a main deck counter. In the mana base, a bunch of Grixis colored dual lands, including Evolving Wilds, which can search up a bunch of basic lands, mostly swamps. The deck is pretty heavily weighted towards black mana. As far as the sideboard, we get a ton of different counters to be an even more controlling deck. Negates, Clash of Wills, Dispels, and Summary Dismissal, which is pretty cool. Not only deals with Emrakul, but in a pinch, you can use it to counter the lose the game trigger on your Demonic Pact if you somehow get backed into a corner where you have to choose that option before you give it away. Transgress the Mind and Infinite Obliteration to attack your opponent's hand. Transgress, kind of general purpose. Infinite Obliteration, really good against Emrakul, Elder Deep Fiend, the decks that are looking to chain those cards together. And then some more controlling elements. Dragonlord Slumgar is really sweet in a creature-free main deck because you bring it in, your opponent likely sided out most of their removal or all of their removal. So Dragonlord Slumgar is but gonna stick around most likely when you sideboard it in Obnick's list for control matchups. Then just some more copies of stuff in the main deck. Another Tutor and Dark Petition, the 4th Languish, and the 3rd Harmless offering. So that is Grixis Cat Pact in Standard. Anyway, that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.